Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Jim with JRCLOCKER on eBay. Um, we're here at about 3:30 on Tuesday, and we're looking at that's Tuesday the 24th of March. We're looking at about another week left in our promotion, and we're going to take a look at how we're doing so far. Actually, I've been really happy with it. Uh, Even with all this stuff that's going on with the virus, we've been, doing pretty well. And I can't complain. I'm trying to make arrangements here or something. Anyway, um, as you can see, we have 118 sales. The fees for this are $79, almost let's call it $80, of which 25 of that will be credited back to me because we have a $25 credit for our anchor store. Our sales are just under $4,000, which I can't complain too much about. This, I believe, is day 19. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Okay, so we're halfway through. We're on the East Coast, so we're just halfway through the 19th day. Because our days go till 3 o'clock in the morning here, because that's midnight Pacific Standard Time. Anyway, we have 6 million, almost 6.4 million impressions and 13,000 clicks, 14,000 clicks, which turns out to be about 1.2 percent, and that's not bad for the market that we're in. We did some checking yesterday of some areas that we've been selling. We go on another account and then we do some testing as far as search, and it came out pretty good. We're selling a lot of stuff. We also started selling because our sales are really up. I mean, really, really, really up. I can tell you that we've had quite a few sales this month. We're above. I can check somewhere else while we're talking about this, because a lot of places, it's kind of information I don't want to give out, but I'll give you raw numbers so you'll be able to get a better idea. Um, well, we still have 8 more to ship today at 3:30, so they'll actually be going tomorrow. Um, we have like 190 auctions up, which is above our average, about probably 60 to 90 above our average. And I'm trying to get to, let's see here. Okay, yeah, there it is. So we're 11% above the last 31 days, which is really remarkable, because we had a very, very good February, and we're having an even better March, even with the coronavirus and all that stuff going on. It's just, and we are 22% above last year's March. So the onrush of business that we've had since people, the orders to stay home have taken place is amazing. Unfortunately, we have a small staff, and the small staff just got one smaller. Unfortunately, my wife had to get tested yesterday because she had symptoms of the virus. So now it's down to my oldest son, and I. Our youngest son is at University of Pittsburgh, where he's taking online classes, and he has his own apartment, so he's safe. And but so Jeff and I are doing it. It's no fun to do it without my wife Trish. we have a lot of fun doing it, and she just started the quarantine yesterday, so this is actually our first day without her in the ranks. So we've gone from a lot of employees down to two, down to three, and then down to two. Um, we're we're in our second week of that situation. We laid everybody off last a week ago yesterday, and we're we're getting busier and we have less people. We've This is the only show we're running. JRCLOCKER is the only thing we're running. Everything everywhere else we have basically shut down. It's enough for us. We shipped, I don't know, 30 this morning. We didn't make the first mail. The second mail is now canceled because we're trying to reduce interaction. So the afternoon stuff, normally we would be getting, the 8 items out, and we can't do that today. And this item here is kind of crazy because I had to pay for this both ways because I actually sent this out on an offer to everybody that was watching. I would suggest that if you have something in particular like this that is not, it's not unique, but it's not easily found, and you have I think I had 12 or 15 watchers, and I sent out the offer. I offered 20% off, and a good customer of mine from Japan came in and bought it and is having it sent global shipping to him. All this stuff here, I don't know. It got caught in promoted listings. I don't know. He hid it. I don't really care. 2% is not going to, 22% off. It's not going to bother me. I don't know exactly what we have in this, but I'm going to say $60. So we're good, So it was 20% higher than that, which I believe is $199.99. Anyway, could be wrong. Could be $179.99. Not good in reverse math that way. This was a nice sale. I have to go through and see. We had a ton of these, and I think we have one left, and it may not even be up right now. But yeah, silly stuff like that. This piece here is not big money, but we have, I don't know, 90 of the sets. We paid about 5 cents a piece for them, so we're not, and they sell a lot. So that's like when I did my search, they sell a lot, and I'm getting shipping here. He's paying, $4.50 shipping, and so I'm like, okay, no problem, I'll do that. And I was waiting to sell this one. This has been up for a couple months. Anyway, pretty much a lot of pendulums for clocks and stuff like that. And the stuff all adds up. Another nice watch. That's the nice thing, is you might have a bunch of little inexpensive things go out, and then if you have expensive stuff in your store, it's nice to see a sale like that. All this other stuff. This I didn't have very long. That was part of a scrap lot I got. All these movements, we sell a ton of them. Sold a nice pocket watch display case here. And some of this stuff, if you've seen the other videos, you've seen all this stuff. But right now we got 3 pages. I am pleasantly surprised, and we will definitely continue doing this. We've put it into our budget, and we're going to run it. I don't know. I could probably set it up now and run it till the end of September. When we're starting to get into Christmas shopping, But then, why in the world would I stop? Yeah. No, I might just run it forever. It's 2% well spent in my case. Now it may not be in your case, but it's 2% well spent in my case, and the because and I don't know, we're getting our followers have jumped, and this is maybe part of that. Running more auctions, doing more stuff. This has been active just in Syria since March 6th. That, if I do the math right, that's the 6th. So it's been active for 19 days. You can't beat the results. I'm just telling you, they're not lying to you. I know a lot of people, if they did $4,000 in 3 months or even 4 months, they'd be happy. We need to do, our budget, our monthly budget is, I don't know. I'm trying to think what we're at right now, because a lot of things have changed with closing stuff up, and we're not running Etsy right now. We have to concentrate basically on our anchor store. So everything else is shut down, as I've spoke before. So now I got to think about. We have to do, I think, before we really feel good, and about 15,000 a month, and I know our goal is between 15 to 20,000 a month. But once we get into, and right now we're slightly over 20, but you have to understand, a lot of people have margins that are even double that. It means I got to spend 10 grand to make 20, and to have 20 grand sales. Nah, that doesn't work. Our sales, our cost just for goods sold run, and I'll get you a chart for that. It runs about, if we sell $20,000 worth of stuff, I guarantee you our COGS come in less than 2,000. We don't, we buy in such high volume of such particular things that we sell over and over and over and over again. It may be a little bit different. In the world of watches, you have, Elgin, you have, and antique watches and vintage watches. You have Illinois, whatever. And then you have a bunch of subgroups in there. And so if I'm taking and you'll probably not understand what this means, but, if I'm taking an Elgin 12 size pocket watch movement, and I can get it, there's so many different varieties I can get it in, we buy these constantly, and we buy them for as little as we can, because one, we don't know when the person's going to come along to want that movement or that part or a clock part or whatever. So we have a tendency to buy it all. Let's go back and take a peek. See, this is an MX. I got $3, okay, in this movement, or less, depending on how well the lot does. Here, again, $3 or less, depending on what the lot does. And here's a perfect example. Here's two movements made by the same company. One's a triple chime, one's just a single chime. One I get $39 for, one I get $29 for. And the difference between what makes that a $40, and the person that buys this is going to do a total overhaul, and then he's going to put it back on the market, he or she, for $250 after they put in probably about 4 hours of work. And it'll be all ready to go, shiny, new, beautiful. And and that's what will happen here too. This one won't be quite as expensive. This triple chimes are more expensive. These single chimes, Westminster chime, whatever, for a grandmother clock or a grandfather clock, a modern one. These are all modern movements right here. This one will do close to 200 when he's done. He or she's done doing that 4 hours worth of work. When we were overall hauling clocks, this clock here would be about 4 hours. This clock here, the movement here, would be about 4 hours, but that included timing and testing and all that stuff. These guys, they don't take as much time because I can put them on a modern computer and tell you if it's keeping good time or not. Anyway, in these watches, these numbers and letters right here, I know exactly where we bought it because I can look at those numbers, and the first two letters indicate where we got it, and this is the sequence in. So this is the 166th item purchased from this company. Okay, so let me just see here. Here's we buy a lot from that company, and this is our big Cuckoo Clock Shop GG that we bought. This was down in South Carolina. We travel a lot, so this was down in South Carolina a couple of years ago. This is really a really early number, so it's nice to see the early number because we're probably selling right now 700, 800, 900 number here. So this is one that just took a while to sell. This is a new group right here. This is out of Illinois, I believe. This was an online auction. So we didn't have to go anywhere, whatever. I think I had a video on this auction. It's either this auction or another auction. It was this auction that I had the video on. Go back and look at our previous videos here. It was just a couple weeks ago. And this was, and this is where we're going to have to buy most of our stuff from now on is we're going to have to do online auctions. This was an online auction. We have the video of us on watch it. It's actually pretty funny because we give a lot of tips of what we're doing and why we're doing it and how we're doing it. Here's another nice movement here. This movement, I think I have $1 in. This one, I had $3 in. This, I had $3 in. It sold for $169.99. I mean, that's what I mean. Our business model runs on most of our inventory is between is less than $10, but mainly between $5 and $1 of what we have in it because we buy in so much. If we buy a box lot full of stuff for $30 and there's 30 items in there that will do $10 or more, we call it $1. And so we stay pretty busy. Anyway, that's enough for today. Probably try to get in a little bit more tomorrow. As I said, my wife was tested, so we're in quarantine, and I'm actually sleeping in my son Justin's room, who's at Pitt. And boy, his bed sucks. But anyway, I've been with my wife now for over 35 years, so it's not easy to have her sleeping on a different floor, and she gets to sleep with her puppies, which I enjoy sleeping with the puppies too. But anyway, hopefully this will 7 to 10 days will, or now it's 6 to 9 days, we'll have the results back. And hopefully my oldest son and I don't exhibit any symptoms. And one of our employees, somebody's coming in. Anyway, one of our employees' husband is very sick, and so we're really hoping that everything works out good for him. All right. You have a nice evening. Hey, subscribe. Write any questions you might have down on the comment line, and I'll be glad to answer them. And we'll see you next time. Thank you.